Hello and welcome back to this new video of the AG's Way. I know it has been a long time and unfortunately today I'm not coming with a new tutorial, but instead I would like to share with you a new tool. As some of you might know, I like to work with organized script, and for that I use a lot of backdrops. Unfortunately, those backdrops sometimes are very annoying to handle, especially when you want to resize them, and a lot of people are complaining about. So in this video, let me present this new tool that I have called simply AG Backdrop Tools. So here I have a few nodes that I would like to encapsulate in a backdrop. Okay, so the first step, you select the backdrop, you press the hotkey Ctrl-Shift-A, and then this is the first little windows that will create the backdrop. You have here the presets. In the presets, you have all this name that is based basically to the type of node that you can find. So for example, here you have the grade node. You can select the grade node, and the custom label, you can leave it blank. And when you press OK, it will take the name of the preset and the color. These color, for example, if I take this one that is basically transform nodes, so I press Ctrl-Shift-A again, I have the preset transform here, and when I press OK, you see that now this has more or less the same color of the transform node. Those color basically are taken from, if you go to the preferences and you go, if I remember correctly, should be in nodes. No, let me check. I don't remember. Yeah, here. The node colors, okay, all these colors are basically the one that is used for the presets. The only difference is that they are a little bit darker, so you can see the nodes better, all right? So there is another option that you have. If you call the window again, you select the preset. For example, those are filters. So here you can put your own custom label. So here is blur. I'm gonna put blur and press OK, and now I have my backdrop with the color of the type of the nodes with the name blur. Some of you might have recognized that this first window is based on Victor Perez tool. I have it here. Let me show you. I already told about this tool in my video script organization, so you can see it's the Victor tools. You can find it. I put it here, the link as well, if you want to check the original one. The only thing is that I've changed a few things, right? So here is for the base option. Now, if I select all of them, for example, I can create a new backdrop that I will call like my setup, for example, set up. And as you have seen, if I leave it this way, I will have backdrop that are filled, okay? But if I check this border checkbox, now I will have a backdrop that has this appearance in border. By default is in fill, and here you have it in border. So you can choose it, and by default, also, let me bring this back. By default, it has a value of 20. Okay, so this is how it has been set up to make it quick. But to change it, I will show it later with the second window of this tool. So for now, if I stay here, all of these are the option to create the backdrops. Okay, you have another option available is the type. Okay, so by default is set to backdrop, so it creates basically the original backdrops. But also you have these two little things called main title and subtitle. I like when I create my my script to have like separation between process. Okay, for example, if I quickly show you my my template for let me check here, for green screen, you will see. So it's coming. Okay, so this is my template for green screen, and as you can see, all my process are separated by those kind of line. Okay, it's elegant and very useful to separate step, especially because I like to work in what I call a modular way. And stay tuned because I might come back with a tutorial talking about that. So here, to create those lines, I have this. Okay, so if I select, it's going to be easier. I have this type here, main title. Okay, if you press OK now, you have your main bar. So usually, for example, I will use it. Let's say I will say the main title will be the comp work. Okay, so I have it here, and sorry, I have the other one, which is the subtitle, and this will be, for example, what's the keying, for example. All right, and now I have the subtitle. So this is for this first tool that is called, once again, with a Control-Shift-A, and you are able to create the first backdrop. Okay, now that you have created this one, as you can see here, for example, is this one is a little bit too small, and I would like to resize it. And you know that this is what is the most annoying thing with backdrop, is that it's very hard to, I'm lucky this time, but it's very hard to find this little point pixel that you have to click in order to resize it. So when you are like this with a very big backdrop, I'm lucky tonight, but usually it's very annoying to catch this little pixel. So in order to make it easier, there is a second Windows that is called by pressing Control, Shift, Alt, and A. And you have this floating window that is above everything. So you can click anywhere. It will always stay here. And depending where you close it, if I call it back, it will come back where you left it. Okay, so it should work like that. I hope there is no bugs. But here you have the first, if I select only this one, you have the first tab, if I can say, for the size. So you have width, height, and both. Here, a plus and a minus. So I hope it's self-explanatory. If I click on the plus, it will increase the size horizontally by 100 pixels. Okay, and the minus will decrease it. If I put 500, then it will be faster. And if I put even more, 1000, it's gonna be bigger and bigger. Okay, same thing for the height. So you can do, you can increase and decrease the height of the backdrop. And here, as you can see, if I click on this, it will increase in both directions. Okay, now the lock, if I uncheck this one, I'm allowed to for example, put 500 in width and maybe 2000 in height. And when I press both, it will create, it will use, sorry, the value for this and increase or decrease the backdrop. So this is for the size. Another super feature, and this is the one I really wanted, because yeah, this is something I didn't say in the beginning of the video that I should say. It's not revolutionary what I've done, okay? Thing is that I wanted a backdrop helper, since I was, like I was saying, I use a lot of backdrops, but unfortunately I haven't been able to find a backdrop helper or a backdrop tools that were proposing everything that I wanted, okay? I needed to use several of them to get what I want, so I precisely create this one just to match my need, basically, okay? So I hope this will be useful for you, but this little tool is the one that for me is the option I never saw everywhere. And I took this idea from the texel density in Maya. For those who are using Maya and doing UVs, you know, you can get the UVs and then set the UVs based on what you get. So basically this is the thing. I can, like, for example, if I want all my backdrop to have the size of this one, I can select this one, and you don't have to select only the backdrop, you can select everything. It will take only the information of the backdrop. So I can click on grab, so it gets the value of it, and then I can select all of them and match, and now all of them have the same size. So if I change, like for example, if I take this and now I change the value of this, I can grab it and match it, you see? So this one is very useful if you want to have everything that is nice and tidy. And it's the one that I use the most, to be honest. Then you have the color tab. And this, for example, let's say that this one, you made a mistake, okay? And you say, it's not the color I want, so I can select this one, come here, and once again, I have all the presets, so I can select, for example, frame, and apply, and then you have the color of the frame. Or I can select, I don't know, the keyer, and then I get this color, okay? But what if I want a custom color? So this, you just have to check custom, and as you can see now, this one is grayed out. I click on this little square, and now I can choose whatever color I want. So, for example, this one, press OK. Now the color is here, and I can apply it. And I can have a custom color, okay? And I can do it for all of them at the same time. So this is pretty useful. Also, you have the style, okay? So, like, for example, if this one, I don't want to be a bordered one, so I can check the fill, apply, and now it's filled. And I can do the opposite. I can check the border and apply it. And as you can see, by default, the value is 20, but let's say, like, if I want it at 5, and I can select all of them, like, let me select really all of them, apply it, and now all of them have a border with a value of 5. So here I will bring it back to fill. And the last one is the font size and also the alignment. So here by default, you will have centered fonts. But if I, for example, I want it at 200 and I want it on the left, I can apply it. And now I have my font on the left and 200. And same thing, you can select all of them and it will change for all of them. Okay. So this is for this super tool. Basically, it's the one that controls the already created backdrops. And the first one is to create the first backdrop, okay? And there is a last little option that is available. And in my opinion, this is the one that is the most useful of all this package, is that if I select this and I press Shift and then the arrow key, I can move all of them. And this is super useful and super fast to move all the nodes. I can select everything, Shift, arrow key, it moves everything, the nodes basically. But if I select everything and I press Control, Shift and the arrow key, it will resize the backdrop. So this is where it's super useful when you are super far from the thing. You select it, and as you can see, it doesn't resize the nodes, it only resizes the backdrops. Okay, so here if I select all of them at once, it will change the size of all of them. So be sure, like for example, if I want just to change the size of the outlined one, be sure to deselect all of the others and then Control Shift and the arrow key, and I can change the size. Last little hotkey that is super useful, as you can see, let me use this one, it's a little bit more visible. As you can see, if I change the size, if I go right, it increases the size, but if I go left, it decreases the size. It doesn't move the backdrop on the other side. If I just press Shift and the arrow key, in this configuration, I will move everything. But what if I want only to move the backdrop? So let's say here I select everything because it's easier like that. I increase the size like this, but now I want to move only the backdrop. So that means that I have to deselect everything, which can be a little bit annoying. So here, if you have everything selected and you press Alt-A, it will deselect everything but the backdrop. And now I can easily move it and place it where I want. So if I do another example here, let's say that I want to make it big like this. Now I press Alt-A and I just move the backdrop and that's it. So these are all the little tools that comes with this package. You have the first one, Control-Shift-A, to create the first backdrop with presets, type, and custom label, and also you can select border or not. You have the second one, which is called with Control Alt Shift and A, which is the one that will fine tune, if I may say, the backdrops. And the last one, which is not really a step, but it's always present, which allows you to move all the nodes, resize the backdrop, or deselect everything but the backdrop. There is one last thing I just want to point at, is the increment, okay, the values when you move it and when you resize it. In the script called agmove nodes.py, you have here in the beginning of the script values. Okay, those values that I put here are the one that I use usually if I go to my preferences and in my node graph. This is my grid size. Okay, so it works super fine for me because it's matching. Okay, so 80, 120, 80, 120. So you can open this script and just change those values here. So the move move X, move Y, it's self-explanatory. So it's just the value when you move it, and the backdrop width and height, it's when you resize the backdrop. Okay, so you can change those values if you have a better one, and then everything should work perfectly fine. So I hope you're gonna like this little tool. Feel free to use the comment section if you have anything to say. My name is Alexandre Gaudiano, and hopefully I see you soon in the next video. Bye! Thank you very much for watching. Just before leaving you, I would like to give you an information. This course is 100% free and I'm not paid for it. I really made it with the desire to share knowledge with you. But if you like to reward or support the job I've done, you can give me a tip by following the PayPal link in the description. Once again, thank you very much and see you soon.